Welcome to the Sisters-in-Laws podcast, a faith-based podcast that spotlights Black women that replace silence with storytelling around pregnancy and infant loss and infertility. Black women experience miscarriage and stillbirth 4 to 5 times more likely than white women in the United States, according to the CDC and NIH. Whether you've experienced a miscarriage, infant loss, or stillbirth, are trying to conceive, or have an infertility diagnosis, you will learn about resources and strategies to heal, gain clarity, peace, and hope, and find an empowering path forward after loss. I'm your host, Erica M. Freeman, and you'll hear me interview other sisters-in-laws from around the world who have healed from such a painful and traumatic experience by sharing their testimonies and stories to inspire and help others turn their pain into their purpose. Storytelling is powerful. Storytelling is activism. Storytelling is healing. Now let's get started. Welcome to the podcast.
Welcome
If you're new here,
to
my name is Erica Michelle, and this is the Sisters-in-Laws podcast. I am excited to be doing another solo episode, not only to update you all on all the things going on
you could picture
with
me
sisters-in-laws,
in my
but
pajamas.
to
That's what this
talk
is.
about
I
our
have
grief support
waited,
group, which I never really
and
share as much
intended
about
to start the year
because
off
it's been
with
maxed
this
out for the
episode.
last year and a half,
However,
where we
really,
consistently have
January
people
has
join
been a
us,
blur. I
15 to
don't know
20
about
women every
you,
week
but it has been a
online,
blur.
on Zoom.
And I want
And
this
I'm
year to be
excited
fruitful.
to
So I
give you some
said, you know
updates
what? We're
about
going
our
to replay
partnership
some of the old
in
episodes
our grief
that
support
I
group with
started out the
Postpartum
year for the
Support
last
International.
5
So if
years,
this
since
is something that you
2018
are
going into
excited
2019.
about and want to
So
hear
that's
more
what we did
of,
for January.
continue to
So
listen.
press pause here and
So I'm
go
going on a
back and listen
one-take
to
shake
some of
with
those
this
episodes. I
podcast.
think that you
I
would
am on
be
YouTube. It is
fully
video, so
blessed
you
and
can see
immersed
me
to
in my fro
see
in
the
all its
growth, the
glory. I very
progress
rarely have my
of
actual natural
Sisters-in-Laws
hair
as an
out.
organization,
I
but
do
also as me individually.
majority
As
of
so
the
much has
time keep it
changed
protected and
over these
covered.
last 5 years,
And I have it
with
out
the
because I was like, let me
business,
take
but
it out
also
for a
in my
few
personal
days
life. And
prior
we
to
are
getting
going
some
into year
more
8, which means new
singles and getting some
beginnings for my
actual boho
numerology
locks
people, my
tomorrow.
spiritual
And
folks.
I
And I'm excited to talk about how
had
Sisters-in-Laws is going to be
a
fruitful in
minute
2025.
to really sit
So this
down
episode is for you to
and
listen
talk
to.
about
You want to
this
hear
grief
more
support
about
group and
what we
actually
doing to
record
stay
this episode.
grounded and fruitful.
So make a long story short,
and
I have my
planting and sowing
son
seeds
for
so
the
that they can
next 4
multiply and
days, 4 or 5
manifest in
days,
2025.
and I actually
So
get into a lot
to
more
begin this
about this
episode,
during
I
my
would love to just really
conversation
talk
with
about
them Black
January
mamas.
as a whole.
So I will drop a link to their
I ended
episode
the
to talk
year and
about
started the new
unconventional
year
motherhood
on the
and
continent of
being the
Africa,
non-custodial
in
parent,
Accra,
since my
Ghana.
ex-husband and I switched roles,
spent
where he is
December
the primary
in
parent and I'm the
Accra,
non-custodial parent. So I
and
typically have my son
did
every other
venture
weekend.
to Cape Coast,
And then
Arena, and then
sometimes
came
during the
back to
week if
Accra.
necessary. So like
And
this is one of those
we
weeks
did
where I
go
have him
to
here. And
Aqua Safari, which
unfortunately
also
today,
is
my
about 2
nurse
hours
ended up
away
driving
from
towards
Accra for
Baltimore,
a
where my
day,
ex-husband
right
lives,
before we
versus coming
flew
to
back
me,
to the
where I
United
live
States.
at
I
the
did go
National
with a
Harbor.
travel group, as I
And
typically do
it
travel only
caused
with
me
travel
physically
groups,
not to be able to go into
mainly just
work.
because
So
it's easier
typically
to
in those
travel solo
circumstances, I
with
would just
travel
work from
groups.
home
I'm
when I
not a
was
solo
remote
traveler where
working,
I'm going to go
teleworking
completely somewhere
100%.
solo by
But
myself.
since
It is a
now,
goal
due
of mine,
to the current
but I am a solo
administration
traveler
and
who
as a
will
federal
travel to a location by
contractor,
myself,
government
meet up with
contractor,
other
we've
people
also
that I
been
may
required
not
to go back to
know,
work. So
and travel,
I
have an
was going to
itinerary
telework
of
today, and
things
I
that we're
actually did
doing
for a
together
couple
as a group
hours before my
for,
management was
the
like,
5 to 7
hey,
days we are at a
um,
location. So
you just need
I
to
do
take the day
travel
off,
with
which is
lots of
fine. Take your
groups.
leave, which is fine, because
Last
I was
year,
just
I had the
gonna take my
privilege of
leave. I was just
traveling
gonna
with
work from
Haitian
here and
Nomad,
obviously make sure he
Worst
was
Behavior
good
Tour, and
until
Woman
my nurse
Republic.
came. And essentially, she
And
came
I would say
probably
out of all of
an hour
those
and a half to 2 hours after I
travel
would
groups,
have
they
wanted to
all
actually be physically
focus
at
and
work.
factor
So
on
I
different
basically had the rest of the
clientele.
day off. So I was
So
like, girl, you
if
have
you want
time. Go
a more
record this
higher
podcast
end luxury
episode before
experience, I would
you go
say
on
you
about
would
your
need to
day, go
travel
run
with
your
the Haitian
errands, which is
Nomad.
like go to
We went
Aldi, go to
to
Trader
Cote d'Ivoire,
Joe's,
to the Ivory
maybe go
Coast.
to Target. Don't
We
tell
went to
nobody.
Abidjan, Cote d'Ivoire,
Because I need some hair products
and
from some
a
black
couple
owned
other
brands.
locations while we were in
And
the Ivory Coast
possibly
with Haitian Nomad for the
go
6 days we were
to my
there.
favorite place to
Amazing
write and
time,
continue to write this book.
luxury
So
experience,
update on the
five
book. The book
star.
is
Will
coming.
continue to
I think
travel
I'm
with
in
Haitian
the slew
Nomad as
of
they
like,
travel
what am I
not
writing
only
about?
all over the
How is this
world,
all
but
gonna
they
come
particularly are
together?
one of the
How is this
travel
all gonna
groups that
make
I know, the only
sense?
travel groups that
And
I
that
know
is
that
kind
really
of where I
focus
am at this point in
on the
time.
continent of Africa,
And I am
and that's
very much
outside
so
of
like
your typical
coming up
normal
on this
places that
deadline, which
people
is
go that
August
are
for me
more
to turn in this
accessible, like
manuscript. And
Ghana
like, how are all
is,
these words gonna come together? But at this
like
point in time, I'm just
Senegal
gonna
is,
write
like
it and
Egypt
continue to
is. They go
write
other places like
I
Mauritius and
feel
Cape Verde
until I need to
and
turn it in
Tunisia,
because
Tunis. Like,
ultimately they can't edit
what?
something that's not on paper. So I'm going to make sure
They're
that
going
we
to
have
Ethiopia this
things on
year,
paper in
so
order
lots
for
of
them to be
travel with
edited
Haitian
properly.
Nomad. So a mid
So I'm saying all
level
that to say
group.
did a
Behavior
big brain
tour.
dump for
I
you
travel
all
the
that
most
I
with them,
basically had
mainly
time to sit
because
down and
I
record this
enjoy.
episode. I had
I've
already
made a
beat
lot
my
of
face
friends
to
in that
go to
travel
work, so
group,
this is my basic
and
makeup. I put
it's
some hoops
easier to
on
travel
and
with the
I'm in my
travel group
workout
when you
outfit
know
because I
people
am
in the
going to go
group.
work out today. I end up
So you
changing my
typically
workout
go back
time
to
from
that group
this
that you travel
afternoon
with all the
after work
time. Last
until
year
noon,
in
so I can actually go work out.
2024,
So I'm going to go
I
run my
went
errands, go
to
work
Bora
out,
Bora with the
come
travel
back, right?
group. The year
And I was
prior, I
like,
went to
hold on, I need
Japan
to
with that
update the
travel
ladies
group,
on
and
this
Amsterdam.
new
So
latest news
this
when
year
it
with
comes
this
to
travel group, I
sisters-in-law. So,
probably I've already
as you all
signed up to go
know,
to
we
St.
are
Thomas
entering
Carnival, and
into
I'm going
Black
to
Maternal Health
Italy,
Week, which
Rome,
is every week,
Florence,
which is
Amalfi
every week,
Coast,
every
and I
year,
probably will
April
tag
the
on
11th
London and
through the
Milan on that trip
17th.
this
So I'm
summer.
excited about
So
Sisters-in-Law's
definitely amazing
partnership
travel
with
group. With
all of the
Haitian
other
Nomad, I think I am going to
organizations
go to
under the
Senegal
Black
this year
Mamas
with
Matter
them in
Alliance
November,
to really
and then they
highlight
already put out their
and push
2026
forward
schedule.
healing
And
our
I'm already looking at, like,
legacies
okay, how am I going
around
to
Black
fit
maternal
India
health and
Highlands on this
action,
schedule? I want to go to the
which is a
largest
part of the
country,
theme for Black
people
Maternal
populated
Health
in the
Week
world. So
2025. So there
that is
are
to
lots
what is
of
to come as far as
organizations who
traveling
are
is
doing
concerned.
a
And
lot
then
of
more of a,
amazing
I would
work
say not a
and
mid, it's
have
still just as much
programmatic
as
things happening
any of
all
the
through
other
Black
travel
Maternal
groups,
Health
but
Week.
a travel
So
group that you
definitely
want to
go
have
to
fun, that you want to turn up,
Black
is
Mamas
Roman
Ladder
Republic. That's who we went
Alliance
to Ghana with.
.com
It
or
was a turn up.
BMMA.org and
These people
go
don't
actually
sleep. They
look
literally
and
will be out
see what
until 8 in the morning,
organizations
go
are
eat,
highlighted, or
sleep a
even
couple
just
hours, and
follow
they're
Black
back
Mamas
up
Matter
to go
Alliance
out
on
and have a
Instagram.
great day.
They have done a
So
great
it's
job
just
of
different experiences with different
showcasing
travel groups. I
and
enjoy them
tagging
all
every
for different
organization who
reasons.
has
But being back
programs
in Accra
throughout
for
Black Maternal
into
Health Week
December,
that are
going into
under
the
the
new year, and
alliance,
then
including
opening
Sisters
and
in Laws.
welcoming the new
We
year
are not
on the
doing an event
continent
this year like we
was a
did
dream
last year
come
for Black
true.
Maternal
To
Health Week,
put
nor
my
are we doing anything
feet in the
for
sand and in
Infertility
the
Awareness
soil
Month, or
and
Infertility Awareness Week, which
really
is in two
recognize
weeks.
God's
I wanted to
goodness and
really
God's
update you all
greatness
to have a place
as
to go because I think
we're
that
entering
I do
2025.
a
It will
lot
be 5
of
years since
um,
the start of COVID. And
reactive
even
things
looking
when it
back
comes
over this
to
last
how
month
do
of
we care for
January, all of my
ourselves
memories
by
that
having
came
a
up
medium
were
to not only
memories of
listen and
sickness and
hear and
sadness
tell our
from my son
stories, but
Maxwell,
many
as
times we
this
need
time of
safe
year
places to
since he was
go
born
where we can be in
was
community, we
typically
can
the
hold
time of year
space
that
for
he
one
would
another,
be,
and we have
vastly
the
ill, and he
ability
would be in the
to create
hospital
our
on
own
oxygen
spaces
support or in the
within
ICU.
those
He's literally fighting
confines,
for his
and having
life.
those
And
trusted
to
spaces is
see
necessary
this
on
last
our
month
grieving and
of
healing
him,
journey. So
we're going into
back in
year two where we haven't had
2022,
any major hospitalizations,
I was
is
approached
a
by
testament to
Postpartum
God's
Support
favor
International, which
over
is the
his
international
life, but
organization
just a
that really
testament to
focuses
how
on
healthy he
mental
is right
health,
now. And I'm grateful
advocacy, and
for that
training and
because
education
um,
for
it was
the
never
perinatal
like that.
population,
And I've
um,
always felt
and really promoting
in my
maternal
journey to
mental health.
motherhood that I've
They
always been
have
going
a
from
slew of
crisis
grief
to
support
crisis to
groups that really
crisis. And I've
support
never had
clients
time to just
in
sit back and
prenatal and
reflect
postpartum.
and
And
feel
then
the
they
goodness
did at
of
the
what
time
it
had
means to be a
a group
mom in
of
this
grief support
season.
groups, but felt like there
And
was a missing element that really
having that
targeted and focused
opportunity to
on
really
Black
reflect on this
moms
last year and a
who've
half,
experienced loss. So
really this
because of
last
the sisters in
year
loss
since he's
community, they
been
approached me and asked me,
living
hey,
with his dad, but also just because he's
would you
been
like to
healthy,
partner with
has
us
been
to
great for
host
my
a grief
mental health
support
because
group
now I
on
understand
a
the
monthly
goodness of
basis?
what it feels like to
And at that
parent,
time, it's a
especially
great
since my
idea. We
parenthood
started
journey
out
is
monthly
different
for
from most
PSI in May of
who have
2022.
lost
And
babies,
then we
who
went to
battled
bi-weekly.
infertility, and to go
And
on to
then we
have
went to
kids. Having a
weekly.
child with the special needs,
And the
having
great
a
news
child with
now
special
is that we're
needs
going
and
to
a
twice a week.
disability is a
So
unique position to
I'm
be in
excited to
after such
expand this
a
partnership
journey
with
to becoming a
Postpartum Support
mom.
International.
So I don't want to
The group is
normalize it and
called
say that
Black
this is
Moms
this
in
is
Loss.
normal, because my
So
journey
if
is
you would
always
like
going to be a
to
little
join
different
our
from
grief support group,
yours.
um, we
Especially
are
if you
meeting
have typical
now
children.
every
But I just want to
Tuesday
acknowledge
and
where I am
Thursday.
and the
Um,
goodness and
so
the
Tuesdays will be for
gratefulness
every
that I have
Thursday is our standard
experienced
Black
of
Moms in
not
Loss group.
feeling
These are
like
for women who've experienced loss
my
that are less
faith
than a year
is
um,
shattered
of their loss.
again because I'm dealing
And
with
then the
another,
Tuesday group, so it's
human
Thursdays at
issue,
8
another
p.m.
physical
Eastern Standard
issue
Time. So that's
from
Black Moms
a
in
health
Loss, your
challenge that my
regular
son
group for
has
folks who have
or has
had
had.
experienced loss and
He has
are
had
less
other
than a year
challenges,
from their
but definitely
loss.
nothing
And
around
then we'll have a new
respiratory,
group
around
on
his lungs,
Tuesday, starting
around any of his
bi-monthly,
other
starting
issues,
next
pulmonary,
Tuesday,
asthmatic
April the
issues.
15th,
And I count that a blessing and I
2025
count
at
that joy.
8:30
And that is
p.m.
nothing
Eastern
but
Standard
God. Nothing
Time.
but God's
And this is
grace in
called
his
Black
hands
Moms
that
in
are
Loss
on my son's
Returning.
life
And this group is
and has
particularly for
reassured me
Black
in
moms
my
who've experienced
journey
loss and that are
as a
greater than a
mom.
year post their loss and
So
are going through the waves of grief, and
since
it's been longer
January the
than a year.
20th, which we
So if this
celebrated
is something
MLK
that you're
Day,
also interested in,
and
definitely for both of our support
someone
groups, you
that
can
we
join us
will
by going to
remain nameless
sistersinloss.com
was
/PSI, and that'll take you directly
reelected,
to the link
the
to register
convicted
for these
felon,
groups. Each of these groups
fascist,
are anytime you can
turned
join. It doesn't
now
matter where you
dictator,
are in your journey.
was
Obviously, for the
reelected
Thursday
to the
night group,
highest
if
land
you've experienced a
position
loss less than a year, that's
in
a great
these
group to
United
join.
States.
This new group,
Life
for
has
those
been
who've
crazy
experienced
for the
loss who are
last
greater than
12
a
or
year,
13
we'll be
days.
talking
It
more
has
and
been
focused
chaotic.
on
It has
how do
been
you
lots of
cope
confusion.
with your
It
loss, how you're
has
navigating
been
anniversaries,
a journey.
birthdays,
But as the
holidays,
92%
throughout the years in
delegation, I know y'all are
your
a part of it out there,
loss.
Sisters in
And
Loss
then
community.
ultimately, we're going to
We
make
can't
sure
rest.
that we
We have
really
to
create a
rest.
community where those who
We
do come
can't
back and
be
have returned after
silent
loss
in this,
have a place
but
to
we have to
go
rest. We can't
really
allow
understand and
the
deep
chaos,
dive
the
in how are
confusion,
we
the
navigating
matter
trying to conceive
that
after a
is going
loss,
on in the
pregnancy
news
after a loss,
cycle or in
which there
social
are other support
media
groups on
to
PSI
steer us
for, but
off
they
our
don't look like
goals
us,
for
right? They're not for
2025.
us.
It's
They
the
may
reason
not,
why I
everybody
did
may
not
not look like
record
us. Those
a
groups
new
are great to
episode
join and
in
be a part
January.
of
I
and be a
said, oh,
community
I'm just
of,
going
but
to
it's
take this
also good to
time
just be
to
around
really bask
sisters
in
who
the
get it and
greatness
understand our
of this travel
navigating
experience
the
I
ups and
just had.
downs of the
And
reproductive health
I'm going to
challenges that we
just really
have
be on the lookout
within
of
women's health, maternal health
how am
as
I
a
going
whole.
to be
So
fruitful in
I'm excited that
2025
that group
and
is going
ease
to be
into
there, and we'll
2025
be able to focus on
without
that, and that'll go
feeling the
bi-weekly
burden of having to
until
say
we
something
feel,
at every
it's
different
maxed
turn.
out enough
So
where we want to go
that
into
really
a
has
weekly
been my
stance.
last
So
2 or 3
I'm
years,
excited. So next
especially
week we kick off
transitioning
both support
the
groups Tuesday
business,
nights,
moving
8:30
to the DC
Eastern,
area.
Thursdays
All
at
of those
8 p.m.
things I have
Eastern,
wanted
Black
to
Moms
make
in Loss,
sure
Black
that I'm
Moms in
doing it
Loss
with
Returning.
intention.
And
No
it is a
different than this
blessing
podcast. So
to
as this
be able
January has
to grow
been
community
tumultuous, because that's
virtually
really what it's
throughout the
been,
United States,
I
and
hope
definitely
that you
particularly
all are
here in the
remaining
DC
steady,
metro
that you're
area, the
staying
DMV as we like to
grounded,
call it,
that you
as
are
well, where we
not
really
allowing the
are being able
news
to come together in
and
person
the
and virtually to
potential
really talk
news and
about
executive
our shared
orders that are coming
experiences as
down
we
from
navigated through loss, as we
Washington,
navigate through
D.C.
parenting after
deter
loss,
you
and as we
from your
really talk
journey to
about
become
really
a
what healing
mom,
looks like
your
for each of
journey
us,
as
because
a
healing
mom
looks
or a
different for
parent,
us. And
and
I
your
know
journey through
that being in a
fertility.
community
Like,
only
do not let
strengthens
these people
our healing
steer your
journeys, and being able
emotions,
to
get
hear the
your blood pressure
stories and
high,
really
and stress
understand
you out.
exactly how
Sis, sit
people are
down.
navigating and moving through
We need to rest.
their
We need to
life's
find
journey, as life
joy.
be life and for all of
Something that has
us.
brought me
And
joy
particularly
over the
now
last
within this
four
new
weeks is
administration
rewatching
where
shows that I
there's a
have
lot
not
of
rewatched in a while.
dismantling and a
I
lot of
rewatched the
chaos
entire
and
series of
confusion that's going
Scandal,
on. It's great to be
all
in a safe
7
space
seasons.
weekly
I
where you can
rewatched the
know,
entire
hey,
series
I know
of
I can go
Queen
there. I
Sugar,
know I can
all
share
7 seasons.
what's heavy on
And
my
I
heart,
rewatched
what I've been
Being Mary
facing this
Jane,
week. And I
those
know I'll
5
have a group
seasons,
of
or
women
4
who
seasons,
look
and
like me
the fifth
who will
season was basically like
understand
an
how I'm
hour and a
navigating
half movie.
this
If you
intersection
all
of what it
recall,
means
they
to be
did
Black
finally
and
give us
woman
closure to
in
that.
these spaces.
And then
So
I'm catching up
join
on
us
all the
every
Joy
week
TV. There's a great
now
show
on
on Hulu
Tuesdays,
called Paradise with
Tuesdays
Shirley K.
bi-weekly
Brown.
for our Black
Go watch.
moms in loss
Another great
returning morning group at
Watson with
8:30
Morris
Eastern
Chestnut.
Standard Time, and
Another
then
show.
weekly
Go
for our
watch.
Black Moms in Loss group
And
for
Harlem.
those who've
Harlem is
experienced loss
back
that are less
on
than in 1
Amazon
week.
Prime.
Every
It's probably
Thursday
the
at 8 p.m. Eastern
only time
Standard
that I'm going to
Time. To
keep
join our
Amazon
support
Prime
groups
for
again,
another 2 or
go
3 months, so
to
I can rewatch Harlem a couple times
sistersinloss.com
before I get rid of
/PSI, and you should be able to get the links directly
Amazon
from there
altogether,
to
which is a
join
whole nother separate topic
both of
that
our
I won't go
support
into on
groups
this podcast. But I'm
through
sure you've
our
seen all
partnership with
the
Postpartum Support
initiatives that are
International.
rolling out
It's been
around
one of the best
those
partnerships that I've had
who
with an
think
organization,
diversity,
larger
equity, and
organization,
inclusion
and not
is
only, obviously as a facilitator of the
a
group,
way
but
of
really understanding all of the
targeting
other
certain
facilitators of the group,
individuals, but
being able
really
to
a
train,
lot
to
of the
understand, to really
diversity,
understand
equity, and
what
inclusion.
grief and
As you
loss
hear, I'm
is on
not
a larger
calling it
scale, and how to
DEI.
make sure that
Initiatives are
those who are
made
joining our
for
grief support
everybody. It's made
groups
for women. It's
who've
made for
just
people with
recently experienced
disabilities.
loss
It's not
have
just
a
made for
safe
folks
space
who
to
are
go,
Black
and
and
they're
brown.
able to
But I
continue to come
digress,
back.
because we
And
know
those of you who are
that
listening who
we've been
have
on
been a
this
part of
fight
the grief
forever.
support groups
Like,
or who have
we
come to
literally
the
built
grief
this
support
country
groups
for free,
before,
and
thank
that
you. Thank you for
we
showing
stand on
up.
the
Thank you for showing
shoulders
up
of
not only for
giants,
yourselves, but
of
being in community
individuals
with your
who have not only
sisters,
championed for our
being a part of
civil
the
rights,
sisterhood that we
but for
did
health
not want to be a
equity,
part
for
of, but we're
reproductive
here.
rights and justice, for birth
I
equity.
am honored
And
that you
as
all have
Black
chose
women
Sisters in
who
Loss,
are
in particular Black
birthing,
Moms in Loss,
who
as
have
a
had
way of
children, who
creating
continue to
community
want
and
to
getting
grow their
healing.
families, it is
Something that brought
our
me to
job to remain
tears
resilient,
about a
to be
month ago
informed
was
about what's
when we
going
initially
on,
started
but
this
not
group
to be
back in
consumed with
2022.
what's going
There
on,
was a
if you
group
know
of
what I
moms
mean.
who would come
So
every
whatever
other
you need
week
to do,
when
sis,
we
to
went to
protect your peace in
biweekly.
this season, I
And
need you to do
little
so.
did I know that they formed
Delete that
a
app off your phone,
WhatsApp group
mute
on
those
the side
individuals, or
outside of the group.
unfollow those social media accounts, and create
So,
your
and
timeline
then
so it is
the
filled
current
with
group
Black
right now
joy.
in
Because what we
2025,
are not
or from
going to
last year in
do
2024, also have a separate
allow
WhatsApp
every
group and text
clickbait
message thread that they all
situation
text
deter
outside
us
of the
from our
group, right?
goals. We want to
Not
be
affiliated with
fruitful in
PSI,
2025,
not
sis. Like, we
affiliated
want
with
to
Sisters in Loss, but
thrive in
obviously we
2025,
brought
sis.
all
We
of these
want
women
to
together,
continue to
right?
go after
With
the
the premise
things
of
that God
grief,
has destined,
coping, and healing.
determined,
So
and
so this
deemed
first group is
ours
probably
in
about 9 or 10
2025.
ladies
So do not
who
allow
all
this chaos or confusion that's happening in
obviously
Washington, D.C.,
went
because I can
to
tell
other
you for a
support groups as
fact,
they were trying to
um,
conceive and
since all of the
became
things that
pregnant
have
after
happened over this
loss,
last
and
12 days, there
eventually
has
kind
been
of
a
fell off
shift
and
in
did not come
energy
back to the Black
in the
Moms in Loss
Capitol.
group.
I've been
But
in
they all
DC
stayed in
plenty of
touch
times since January 20th.
on
Actually, I
this
drove through DC on
WhatsApp
January
thread.
20th just to prove a
One of the
point to
ladies in
myself that there
particular
was not a lot
had
of
reached
people
out
that
to
were
me just
out,
to talk,
which was
as people
very
do.
true.
People reach out. I typically
But don't
will
let it
talk
deter
to
you
people,
from
encourage people, pray with people, what have
what you
you.
have planned, what
And
God has called
she
you to
was
do
looking
in
for a
this
doula.
season.
And so we were
You got to
talking
continue to
about,
press, sis.
doing an initial
You have
consultation,
to
as
continue
I
to
still
press
do
toward
doula in the
the
DC
mark,
area, DC metro
to
area,
claim that prize,
about the
because God
possibility
has
of me
called you
being her
higher.
doula.
God
And it
has
became
called you
full
to be
circle because we
fruitful.
really started
All
to
those
share
seeds
about
that you've
just her
planted, that
experiences
you've
with
sowed,
loss
that you've
and
watered,
how we've
it's that season
navigated
for it to
all of the
blossom.
things that we've gone
I
through.
hope that you're hearing me
Um,
clearly. It is that
and
season
she
for them to
shared with
blossom.
me that this group of
So if you need
ladies
to have tunnel
stayed in
vision,
contact,
sis, that
this
is okay.
almost 3 years later,
Keep your tunnel
through
vision,
their
keep your
WhatsApp. And
eyes on
all of
that
those ladies have had
prize,
their rainbow babies,
press
and now
towards
she's
it,
pregnant with hers.
and
And
know that you got
as
a
I'm
community
saying this,
behind
I'm
you
tearing
rooting
up
for you.
because
Like, you gonna go after it, you gonna get it, but don't let these people
you
deter
never
you from it.
know.
Don't let them
You never
let you come
know
out of your character. Stay true to who you are
how
and
your one
grounded in
story
whose you
can
are, because we know
impact
whose you are
so many people.
and who orders your steps
And
every
for
single
her
day.
to come back to
I
me
think
to
in
ask,
this
just to
season for me,
share,
and this
and
season
then,
for Sisters
for
in
us to
Loss, I think
consult
you'll
about
start
being
to
a doula,
see
and
a
for
lot
her
of
to
transition
share
toward doing a
that
lot of proactive things
them
when it
coming
comes
to
to
the
health
support
equity
group gave them
and
encouragement
and
to
and
try again, to
reproductive
get
rights and
pregnant
justice.
again.
So
They
that
all
means a
have
lot more
rainbow
policy
babies,
work, a
and
lot
then
of more things
now,
that we can do on
full
the front
circle, I
end
get to
to
support
ensure that
my
Black
client
women and
in
birthing
having her
people
rainbow
aren't
baby.
going through
And
pregnancy
they all
loss
were a
and
part of
miscarriage,
this
and
grief
have
support
more
group.
informed rights
Not
of their
only
bodies with
brings,
testing and things,
obviously tears to my
um,
eyes,
um, compared to a
because,
lot of the
you
reactive work
know,
that I do, which is a lot of
I
group
feel
support
like
groups. doing this
And all the
podcast, sharing
pain and
stories, which are
suffering and things that I've gone
still
through when it
my
comes
form of
to,
activism
you
and
know,
advocacy. So
trying
we'll
to
still
have a
continue to
baby,
share
trying to
those
keep this
stories.
baby in
But there's so
me
many
for
things
as
that we can do
long,
proactively
birthing this baby,
in
leaving the
ensuring that
hospital without
our
babies,
needs, wants,
and then now
desires are not
navigating having
only
a child
respected,
with a
valued, and
disability. It
heard
wasn't in
in these
vain
birthing
because
spaces, in
so
these
many people
doctor
have been
offices, in the
touched and
emergency room,
healed,
in these clinics that we
and
go to,
they've
but
created
also that our
community
rights are not
around
continually
it.
to get stripped at the state
So I'm saying
level.
all that to
So that
say,
means for us
obviously I didn't mean to
as
cry, and I
informed
typically don't cry
parties,
on
we are going
when
to
I
stay
do
informed, but
episodes,
we are
but
not going to be consumed
it
with
still touches me
everything that has
because
happened in the
it's like
news.
my one
I'm going
little
to keep saying
story
that
has
throughout
had such a
my little
ripple
rant here
effect.
on this podcast,
Um,
because there is no
and
way that
you just
you are
never
going to
know
continue
the
to move
impact of
forward
sharing
if
your
you are
story and
consumed and
why it
overwhelmed
reminds me of my
by
why
every
I keep
piece of
coming back
news.
to. Welcome to the podcast. If you're new
Welcome
here,
to
my name
the
is Erica
Sisters-in-Laws
Michelle,
podcast.
and
This
this
is
is
your
the Sisters in
girl,
Laws
Erica
podcast.
Michelle,
I
back
am
with another
excited
solo
to be
episode.
doing
This
another solo
episode is audio
episode,
only
not only
because,
to update
child,
you
I will
all
not put in
on
on
all the things
anything.
going
But if you
on
could picture
with
me in my bonnet
sisters-in-laws,
and my
but
pajamas,
to
that's what this
talk
is.
about
I
our
have
grief support group,
waited
which I never really
and
share as much
intended to
about
start the year
because
off
it's been
with
maxed
this
out for the
episode.
last year and a half,
However,
where we
really,
consistently have
January
people
has been
join
a
us,
blur. I
15 to
don't know
20
about
women every
you,
week
but it has been a
online,
blur.
on Zoom.
And I want
And I'm
this year to be
excited
fruitful.
to
So I
give you some
said, you know
updates
what? We're
about
going
our
to replay
partnership
some of the old
in our
episodes
grief
that
support
I
group with
started off the
Postpartum
year for the
Support
last
International.
5
So if
years,
this is
since
something that you
2018
are
going into
excited
2019.
about and want to
So
hear
that's
more
what we did
of,
for January.
continue to
So
listen.
press pause here and
So I'm
go
going on a
back and
one
listen
take
to
shake
some of
with
those
this
episodes. I
podcast.
think that you
I
would
am on
be
YouTube. It is
fully
video, so
blessed
you
and
can see
immersed
me
to
in my
see
fro and
the
all.
Thank you for listening to today's episode. For show notes, go to sistersinlaws.com to stay connected with us and join the Sisters in Laws community and receive my weekly newsletter. Please go to sistersinlaws.com/newsletter. That is sistersinlaws.com/newsletter. Please rate and review this episode, and I will talk to you next week.